Hey everyone, this is Scott from Forgot to Girl. Welcome to another one of our TV talks. Today I'm talking about will there be a Watchmen Season 2? The Season 1 finale of Watchmen happened last night, so if you haven't watched that yet, warning, there might be some spoilers coming up for this, for that in this. But that being said, we did get the season finale tonight, and anytime you get a season finale of a good show, you're like, are we going to get more of this? Are we supposed to? They didn't say if it was a limited series or not leading up to this point, leaving it a little ambiguous whether they were planning to do more seasons or not. And the way this season ended, again, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but the way this season ended was in such a way that you're like, okay, I could see this going. Me personally, I can see it going either way, where they do another Watchmen season where they continue on the story of Angela and all of those characters we met in this season, or that this season was a complete story and we won't be getting a second season, or we'd be getting a second season in the vein of, from what I read, along the lines of the way True Detective happens, which is each season or every couple seasons they're changing people and doing a different story that exists in the same world. That's at least kind of what David Lindelof said in an interview. It was his part of his pitch when he pitched Watchmen to HBO, was it was going to be along that he was developing it in that kind of format so that it could have multiple seasons, but it doesn't have to be run by the original creator, much like, again, True Detective is done. So yeah, this is a really interesting kind of thought to think about, for me at least, which is the way this season ended was very, like I said, ambiguous enough. I felt that it's like, okay, we could continue it, but it's also, was conclusive enough that we were like, yeah, no, this was a story. We got this story that they wanted to tell in this first season over with, and so that I'm just like, oh, okay. And then we get the little extra, as I said, David Lindelof said some stuff. He did a interview with, I believe it was Entertainment Weekly or Entertainment Tonight, one of those entertainment outlets, but he did an interview earlier today or over the weekend talking about Watchmen and the fact that at the moment he doesn't have any plans to make a second season, but that doesn't mean that there couldn't possibly be in the future. And that's where he kind of explained what I just mentioned, that when he created the first season and pitched it to HBO, he did it in this kind of the way that the format was, in a sense that he could do it in the style of a kind of True Detective, where if HBO wanted to do a second season, they could decide whether to bring on a new showrunner or a new idea for the next season that just takes place in the Watchmen universe, and maybe changing characters or not. I don't watch True Detective, so I don't really understand too much how that kind of applies. I do know that different seasons have take place at different times, but that's about all I know about it. But that being said, he left it. It was really funny to read this kind of interview from him, because he was playing very Hollywood on this, which he was saying, right now, I currently have not written anything, nor have I planned to write, or did I create this first season planning to do a second thing. But that being said, doesn't mean I wouldn't if they were willing or asked me to do another one. So I was like, oh, well, way to play it, man. Way to go, David Lindelof. Way to go. Way to kind of leave it ambiguous enough that I'm like, ugh. Oh, but he did kind of give it a little more definitive that he did write this first season to end in this slightly ambiguous way, where you have to kind of make up where the story goes from there yourself. But this is the story he wanted to tell with these 10 episodes. So that's really interesting to me, at least, that at the moment we're not pretty much at the moment we're not going to be getting a second season, but we might be, just because ratings did really well. But at the moment there doesn't seem to be at least a script or any kind of plan for the second season, at least based off what I read, based off what Lindelof said, or at least what I read saying what Lindelof said. But yeah, that's just kind of up and down for me, like I said, because I was still in the kind of position where it's, like I said, the ending of this last season was ambiguous enough that I felt we could do more, but also conclusive enough that I'm like, okay, I can see how this is the ending. And reading what David Lindelof saying, that he wanted to make his season to be similar to the original Watchmen miniseries run, being it's a complete story, a complete contained story. A complete contained story, meaning you start, middle, end. That's all that the whole story that they're planning to tell is involved in that. And so I guess we have to kind of be okay with that. This first season is kind of done, and we might not get built onto that, but we might too, because David Lindelof said there's still a possibility. But at the moment, it seems that this was the ending, and I'm still like, did she turn blue or not? And some people are like, well, it's heavily implied. I'm like, well, implying something isn't the same as it being a reality, you know? Like, she could have fell in that pool, and I want to know if she did. I want to know if they filmed a blooper scene maybe where she fell in the pool. I don't know, but that's just me. But yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts on whether that will there be a Watchmen season 2. Be sure to let me know in the comments below if you would like a Watchmen season 2, or if you felt the first season contained enough, or if you'd like to see this kind of like the the True Detective style of a second season where we kind of jump into another story happening in the world of Watchmen. Be sure to let me know that in the comments below. Thanks again for joining me today, though. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and have a good one.